Host started recording.
All right, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone. Welcome to OPassion Singapore, Malaysia Global. And my name is Jeannie Tan, your host tonight. OPassion was formed in November 2020, run by a group of dedicated host members. We had our first trial webinar on the 23rd of September 2021, and our first public webinar was on the 30th of September 2021 under the mentorship of Dr. Bill Williams. We meet here on every Thursday. And OPassion Malaysia, Singapore, and global, our mission of OPassion is to ignite passion for humanity and to nurture mindset and leadership for passion and OPLES, and to form passion groups for good causes. So today we have a special speaker, and he's none other than Mr. Jeffrey Morlock, whom all of us know him so well. So right now, I would like to do a short introduction of our brother Jeffrey Morlock. And he's a very well sought after speaker by OPassion throughout the globe. And tonight we are so honored to have him here with us. And we would like to call upon him. But before we do that, I would like to say what Brother Jeffrey's passion for OPassion is. He says, "My belief in the rightness and solidity of this new tech leader is motivating, strong, and unyielding." So, and this is what Brother Jeffrey says. So tonight, let's hear from Brother Jeffrey, and his title for tonight is Using Heart and Technology for Reshaping the Planet. So over to you, Brother Jeffrey. Thank you so much.
Wow. That song and this whole platform, I love it. I love seeing what you guys do, and I love the heart with which you carry it through everything that you're working on. And I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you so very much, Mabel. I appreciate your continual inviting me. I appreciate all the leaders that are here and that help you with this platform. Even those in the background that we don't necessarily see, as well as those that we see often and hear from. And we just appreciate so much the folks that come here and support what you're doing. And I certainly agree that it's very important, the work that you're doing. So thank you so very much, all of you. I appreciate being here. Before I get started, I want to give you a fair warning. There's a lot of information. I put together a lot of research and a lot of specific information about technologies and things like that in this. I am putting it into a document, and there is also a 4-minute video that is a synopsis with only music that I'll make available, as well as that PowerPoint to anybody that wants it. But be warned, it's about 5 typewritten pages when we're done. So, but there's a lot of good information. So having said that, I'm just going to jump right into it. Each of us have probably heard that OPassion is going to be reshaping the planet in one form or another, right? That would probably make us wonder. I know I have, well, how are they going to do that? How on earth does anybody go about trying to reshape a planet? What are the strategies? What are the technologies that we're going to be using? So it would seem to be maybe commonsensical, I suppose, based on what we know about OPassion and the current trends that are affecting all facets of global economics, that it'll be done probably through the integration of various technologies in conscious business models. This is to say that reshaping the world, in a sense, is going to be done through the deployment of 2 things. We've got heart on the one side, we've got technology on the other. Fortunately for us, OPassion has superior levels of both of those. And as we move forward, we're certainly going to witness that coming together in the business model that we've got. which is indeed conscious. It's a conscious business model. We'll talk about that. So today we're going to be talking about the role that heart plays in the conscious business model as it tends and trends toward community and the greater good. We'll also talk about the main thrust of technologies that are the catalyst for reshaping the digital world and the economic world as the whole globe goes forward in these times that Corinne, you had very, very aptly alluded to. You know, we've got some things going on and they are very exciting. And per that, it's a great time to be alive. These very things, heart and technology, are what OnPassive is using or will be using, you know, to reshape the world while putting us in the best shapes of our lives. So first of all, let's talk a little bit about heart, what heart is, right? Now, companies worldwide, they're recognizing the significance of empathy and compassion in their business philosophy. This means empathy is becoming increasingly important, right, in the workplace. As a matter of fact, 80% of global CEOs recognize its value. So yeah, it's in there and it's here to stay. And compassion is an emotion. Now, according to evolutionary psychology, it's a distinct emotional state even, and it can be distinguished from sadness or distress or love or any other emotion. It's got a twofold definition. On the one side, you have sympathy, conscious awareness, right? On the other, and when I say sympathy, conscious awareness, I'm talking about of another person's suffering or hardships, right? And on the other side of that, there's also a desire to alleviate it. So not only do we feel what they're going through, but we want to stop them from going through that if we can. So it's an emotional response to empathy or sympathy, which is the ability to understand the emotions that somebody else has. Now, compassion, on the other hand, is when you relate to somebody's situation and you want to help them. It can create emotional distance from the individual and situation and shorten that a bit as well. So empathy is actually the ability to recognize and understand another person's emotions, but it's not an emotion itself. There are three types of empathy. I'm sure you'll recognize these. The first one is cognitive empathy. This simply relates to our thoughts, right? It's the ability to understand another person's perspective, how we look at things. It involves recognizing another person has thoughts, has feelings, and then we gather insights about those feelings. The second type is emotional empathy. And this is an ability to physically feel what another person feels, and is often based on having gone through similar experiences. There's a lot of, I won't get into that. The third one is empathic concern, and that's the ability to sense what others may need from us to make them feel better, so that we actually feel kind of what they're feeling and know how to help them navigate that. So having explained those, you may be wondering, all right, Jeff, you got off track here. What's all that got to do with today's topic? Well, compassion and empathy are linked to stronger collaboration, less stress, and higher morale in business, right? In the things that we do. And leaders are prioritizing empathy training. They're creating cultures of empathy to foster positive work environments. And that is all driving success in business. And by embracing empathic sensibilities, or put this way, by embracing empathy and compassion, companies are affective with an A, and that it means that they're experiencing greater employee engagement and innovation with the overall sense, which is higher, of their personal well-being. The word affective, it's not effective, it's affective. It's with an A, as used here. It's an adjective, and it just means relating to or arising from or influencing feelings and emotions. So it's a good word. So an affective business model prioritizes human well-being and emotional intelligence in its development plan by integrating human-centric design principles, right? We put the person, the human, at the center of everything we do. And this includes using empathy to understand the needs and the desires of its stakeholders, the customers, and even the planet, the environment. All of these things are what comprise and make up a conscious business model. It also uses affective technologies, those technologies that, relate to the heart and thoughts and all those things, such as AI and machine learning, but we do it in the right way. Mr. Mufara has addressed this, and we do it to create personalized and adaptive experiences that foster emotional connections, well-being, and success. You may remember Mr. Mufara talking way back in the day when we were just getting started that we are a model, radical in our conception based on connectedness and mutual benefit. So affective technologies actually can detect a user's emotional state and respond by performing specific actions through the use of sensors and cameras and microphones and software logic to sense an emotional state in a user. And incorporating empathy and compassion and this kind of heart, so to speak, makes us a much more effective business model. AI with heart was a phrase that Mr. Mufara coined halfway through 2019. It is specific to OnPassive, although the parameters or foundations of acting with heart that we say is also being utilized with a lot of other countries and businesses, companies that are springing up, and it's getting bigger and more well known as we go. But OnPassive, in my opinion, is leading that charge. Now, concerning technologies that are being used to reshape the world, I found about a dozen of them that seem to be, I think, universally at least, accepted as foundational, right, in driving us into this particular direction. And you'll notice a lot of them have their origin in other technologies, parent technologies, if you will, that are also helping to change the world. And you'll probably notice that some of what they do, they all overlap each other. It's kind of circle within circle within circle, and sometimes the circle is on the edges of the other. But anyway, that's how it's all working and driving everything together. So we're going to go through those specific technologies and what their role, what they are. We'll define them, tell you all about them, and what their roles are in moving us forward into this global economy that we are seeing, which is heading at light speed into something very beautiful, I believe. Now, the first one is data analytics. Now, data analytics is all about leveraging vast amounts of data to identify patterns and trends for areas of improvement, in various sectors like energy and transportation and healthcare. This is to say that it's the practice of examining data to answer questions and to extract insights. Now, there are 4 types of data analytics. The first one is called descriptive analytics, and it answers the question, what on earth happened, right? How did we get here? What happened? And it's the simplest type of analytics, and it's also the foundation that the other types of analytics are built on. It allows us to pull trends from raw data and accurately describe what happened or what is currently happening. Now, the second type of analytics is called diagnostic analytics. And this addresses the next logical question after what happened. You say, okay, we know what happened. Why on earth did this happen, right? And this type of analytics includes comparing coexisting trends or movement, uncovering correlations between different variables, and determining the causal relationships, if there are any, or wherever possible. Now, the third one's called predictive analytics. This answers the question, what might happen in the future? And it's used to make predictions about future trends or future events. And we do this by analyzing historical data along with industry trends, and we can make informed predictions doing that about what the future could or perhaps might hold for our company. And the last one is called prescriptive analytics. And it answers the question, what is the next thing we need to be doing? And it takes into account all possible factors of any particular scenario and it suggests for us an action to take. This type of analytics can be especially useful when we're making data-driven decisions, which OnPassive obviously does day in and day out. And we can be very well assured that Mr. Mufara and the tech teams are using all four of these analytics categories in everything that we're doing. And when data analytics is used in business, it's often called, imagine that, business analytics, right? And I would imagine that OnPassive is going to have its own framework, just like Google Charts or Data Wrapper or Infogram or any of the others, that's going to allow us to study data from different angles, create charts and others, and visualizations, recognize trends, conduct analyses, set realistic goals. A lot like our O-Tracker. If you've ever looked at O-Tracker, man, that is a beautiful, beautiful little program. And I say little because I don't know if it's big or little, but it's beautiful. And it's got a lot of power in it, and it can do a lot of good things. So the truth is, a company can have all of this data, but if it doesn't understand how to leverage it or what it means, the company can still fail. And this is where algorithms come in, and algorithms are a component of data analytics. That and machine learning are areas that fall into the entire data analytics field. They can be used to sort and gather and analyze data at extremely high volumes and a lot faster than humans can, which brings us to the second technology, which is machine learning. We've all heard about machine learning. This is also a subset of AI, and the area of computer science that focuses on analyzing and interpreting patterns and structures in data so that it can learn, reason, and make decisions without human intervention, right? They don't have to rely on us. This technology allows developing AI models that learn from data and adapt to new situations so they can run applications like predictive maintenance, optimize resource allocation APIs, personalized solutions that we get with running AI and the automation and the machine learning and the bots and all that stuff. I mean, simply put, machine learning allows the user to give a computer algorithm a lot of data so the computer can analyze it and make those data-driven recommendations and decisions based on that input data. Now, it kind of works like this, right? It's got three parts. The first part is the algorithm, which is at the core of making determinations. The second part are the variables and the features that make the decision. And the third part is a base knowledge for which the answer is known, and knowing that enables or trains, if you will, the system to be able to learn. Now, initially, the model is given known information. The algorithm is then allowed to run. Some adjustments are made until the algorithm's output, its learned response in a way, agrees with the known answer. And when that happens, then it's given increased amounts of data. It helps the system learn more so that the system can process at a higher level, i.e. make tougher decisions. And that's how it kind of scales up. You've heard Mr. Mufara talk about scaling. That's how this works as well. It gives it something. It keeps working with it till it gets the right answer. It knows how to get to that answer, and it applies that logic to bigger, tougher questions until it's doing all sorts of really neat things. Now, the third thing that is helping to helping to shape global economics and business and where we're going is what we call the Internet of Things, IoT. That's all about connecting devices and sensors to collect data, automate processes, enhance efficiency in industries like agriculture and manufacturing, even urban planning and all sorts of neat stuff. And it does this in a variety of ways. One of those is through smart homes, where we've got IoT devices like smart thermostats and lighting systems, security systems and cameras, and all these things and more, right down to your toaster if you wanted to, allow homeowners to control and monitor their living environments remotely and to do things that are rather mundane and they don't need to spend their time and energy doing. It's also seen in manufacturing. Manufacturing actually has its own kind of IoT. It's called industrial IoT, where sensors detect equipment failures, optimize production processes, and even predict maintenance needs. They reduce downtime and increase productivity. Now, you're going to see through everything that we talk about, there are some major themes that go through these, and most of them are all pointing at less downtime, less waste, increased productivity, right? Now, on the industrial side, smart homes and smart industry lead to smart cities with connected infrastructures. They have smart grids, which is an electrical supply network that uses digital communication technology for detecting and reacting to local changes in electrical usage and such. They also have intelligent transportation systems, providing better efficiencies and aiding sustainability of urban living and that sort of stuff. Another huge area that affects or is affected by all of this in almost every one of the categories we see is healthcare, medical devices, wearable technology, remote monitoring systems. I mean, these are all connected through IoT, and they enable us to collect data in real time about our patients and even their health conditions. It also helps us with supply chain and supply chain management, as IoT technologies are used for optimizing these particular supply chains. They manage inventory, make things easier for customers, all sorts of neat things like that. Of course, another mainstay or theme through all of this is customer base and making things a better experience for the customer. IoT also works for us through sensoring and monitoring in agriculture. We monitor soil conditions and weather patterns and crop growth. We enable farmers to optimize yield, reduce waste, all of this sort of stuff. Same thing with transportation. IoT devices monitor vehicle performance. They can optimize routes for us. They can track shipments. All of these things help to improve the movement of goods, reduces emissions. There's a lot of good stuff coming out of it. Another thing IoT is heavily involved in is energy management. A lot of us have probably seen these through the devices that are connected to our homes from the local energy company. These devices monitor energy consumption. They optimize the energy usage, reducing waste, leading to increased sustainability. Sustainability is also a big buzzword through all of this, since it is also concerned with human-centric design and keeping the planet better off. The bottom line, IoT devices generate lots and lots of data, okay? This data is fed right into the algorithms that are going to be analyzed to gain the insights into customer behavior, marketing trends, operational performance, all of these things. So all of these things that we're talking about, these technologies, they're integrated and they're all connected to each other. And the next one is what we call natural language processing. We've heard about this. We know about this. It's used in developing AI-powered chatbots, virtual assistants, and even language translation tools. I'm sure that you guys have heard of these things, right? All these things enhance communication. They give us better access to information. They bridge language gaps. We've heard Mr. Mufara talk about these, particularly in OConnect and Ocademy and some of these other very sophisticated programs, these services and tools, these products he's got coming out, these digital products in the ecosystem that we've got. They have these things. And there's several ways that natural language processing works for us. The first one is called sentiment analysis, and it's a process that classifies emotional intent of text. Okay, and this comes back to trying to put some more heart, even though it's kind of a digital heart, if you will, back into what we're doing. The input into a sentiment classification model is you give it some text to read, and the output after it does its magic is the probability is it negative, positive, or neutral. That's all it does. Under sentiment, it just says, how do we class this particular statement? Is it good, bad, or indifferent? The next one is toxicity classification. This is a branch of sentiment analysis where the aim is not just to classify hostile intent, but it also classifies particular categories, like, are they threats? Are they insults? Are they obscenities? Do they point toward hate crimes, right? I mean, is it hatred toward certain groups or identities? So when we talk about these technologies, they can really drill down, and there's a lot more to them than what we ever expect. And the nuances is what's really driving the ego, you know where I'm at, the human-centric design of everything we're doing. And we're trying to get our AI to be more human and to understand interactions with human. There's also what we call machine translation within NLP. It just automates text translation between different languages. We see that obviously in OConnect, when you can go, you can have the text to speech and speech to text and text to text, those sorts of things. There's also entity recognition for named or named entities. It's a type of analysis that's it extracts information from text and puts it into categories like you would on an Excel spreadsheet or database. Like, okay, is this a personal name? Is it an organization? Is it a location? Is it a quantity? That sort of thing. There's also spam detection. NLP can classify emails as spam or not spam. Huge for email, right? By analyzing emails text and the metadata so it can extract features that differentiate it from spam or not spam. NLP is a subfield of AI, like machine learning is, and it allows us to manipulate human languages in a nutshell. They also have within that grammar correction so that NLP can be used to understand structure and meaning of our languages. It analyzes different aspects of it, like syntax and things like that, so it can correct grammar within the text. There's topic modeling, which is NLP using algorithms that analyzes unlabeled data. It looks at a group of nondescript data, and it looks for patterns and relationships without human guidance, and automatically tags them with a topic that it mostly resembles in a way. There's also text generation, autocomplete stuff, there's information retrieval, summarization. There's also question answering NLP that, you just ask it in language, a question. So NLP is extremely powerful, and OnPassive uses that. The world uses that. Every tech company that is out there uses it, and everything that you do with AI has got something, I'll guarantee you, to do with that at some level. Now, the next thing that is really, really big in driving us to shape the world or reshape it is computer vision. This is a field of AI that lets computers interpret and understand visual information from the world. I mean, it looks out, it recognizes, and then it brings the data and it analyzes it. And it's got lots of applications of various industries that can help change the world. Obviously, I talked about healthcare, which every one of these can have something to do with, where in healthcare, computer vision helps doctors diagnose diseases, development of personal treatment plans by analyzing the medical images. It can also assist in drug discovery and development and such. Transportation, obviously, is crucial. I mean, look at self-driving cars. It allows them in transportation. Computer vision will allow us to detect objects, read traffic signs, understand them, navigate roadways, via sight in a way. In retail, it helps retailers automate the checkout processes, manage inventories. In manufacturing, it can help product quality by detecting defects and anomalies in the processes. Agricultural, it helps farmers monitor crop health, detect pest, disease, optimize irrigation. Even in security, computer vision helps to enhance the security systems because it detects and recognizes faces, objects, suspicious behaviors, intents, those sorts of things. So, man alive, I mean, computer vision is huge, even in environmental mentoring and monitoring. Computer vision helps to monitor things like forest deforestation rather. It detects natural disasters, wildfires, floods, that sort of things. It can monitor climate change. We also use it in education. Mr. Mufara talked about Academy being able to analyze the face of a student and detect emotions and provide personalized feedback. And it can even tell you whether or not the student is engaged or even paying attention. So it's getting pretty sophisticated, and it also helps with accessibility to programs and features. It can help folks with disabilities by recognizing and describing objects and people, environments, and stuff like that. So again, it is moving forward at a breakneck speed like everything else. And that brings us to number 6, which is robotics. Wow. Designing autonomous robots for tasks like environmental cleanup and search and rescue missions, infrastructure, all of this stuff is already commonplace. Again, it's in healthcare. They're assisting doctors with surgeries. There's a new company out there with a product. It's called PillBot. Little bitty pill. It's a capsule, but it's a miniature robot. You take it with some water, and it enters your system, and it can remotely, right, via a internet connection and or Wi-Fi. It's like a teeny little submarine, and it can be directed. It's got a camera, it's got propulsion, and it can move in. I mean, it's really kind of cool, right? But miniature robots can help us move past the age of, invasive or otherwise expensive procedures, and it allows us to have a direct visualization of internal systems. Robotics is also huge in industry and with jobs. A lot of folks are sometimes concerned about that. I mean, the introduction of robots is certainly altering the job landscape, but the disappearance of some of the roles or other jobs, it also makes room for higher level jobs. I mean, every worker that's going to be replaced by a robot, the company's got to have to hire somebody to work the software, software developers, other professionals that know how to maintain robot technology and that sort of stuff. Of course, robotics and the AI, man alive, AI is reshaping robotics. Robotics is helping reshape the world. And this creates even more possibilities for how humans and robots interact with each other. And again, a lot of that is the AI through a robot understanding human interaction and how we think and what we do. There's also, the mundane stuff, complementary support that robots do, with work environments, and what's called a cobot, which is a collaborative robot. And they handle repetitive or mundane stuff. In smart cities, AI and robots working together can provide all sorts of services, like care for the elderly, or they can assist in classroom education. They can transport and organize waste, run your waste pickup, stuff like that. Number 7, excuse me, my throat's getting a little dry. Number 7, a favorite of ours, blockchain. Man, who's going to deny this is helping change the world, right? Fun fact, if you like our friends on the Big Bang, fun fact, blockchain technology is actually it mimics DNA storage, how DNA storage is information. That's a little fun fact for you. I won't get into that, but I do address it in my book. Now, blockchain, implementing decentralized, secure, transparent blockchain technologies for applications that are helping to change the face of business in a lot of different ways. Obviously, the first one is in payment systems because it streamlines it. It makes it a lot faster. It's more secure. It's more affordable. There's a lot quicker cross-border transactions, and it's all done primarily, these things are done anyway, by eliminating the middleman, right? Third-party players. In trade, blockchain technology addresses challenges by digitizing trade documents. You've heard of smart contracts and things like that. It streamlines processes, creates transactional security, gives tamper-proof security environments like that. It's used in asset management for automating processes, trade, clearing, settlement, stuff like that. Even in insurance, regulatory compliances, all of these things. Blockchain can facilitate these in compliance. It can in insurance. It can do transparency, reduce fraud, streamline the processing of it. It promotes financial inclusion in that it can also expand access to financial services for those folks that may be unbanked or underbanked populations, or maybe even those choosing to stay away from central banks. Number 8, virtual and augmented reality. This is something that I love, but I think that it can also be a little bit dangerous in that it's all about creating immersive experiences for education, training, and entertainment. And when I say immersive, I mean instead of just observing, you actually get to interact with it, right? So with it, folks can move from observing or the observation point to experiencing it, right? Augmented and virtual reality technologies offer us, man, an unheard of, a new creative medium in a way that provides a level of immersion and experience that we've never seen before. So the users, we're no longer just viewing content, man, we're inside a virtual world and we're taking part in what's going on. This is also creating the virtuality, right? This three-dimensional worlds that we're creating are creating for us less expensive and some very creative activities. We have virtual prototyping that allows us to shorten the time and cost for product development while also improving the quality of our end products. And this also brings to us lower barriers so that more people can get in and become creators, meaning that these technologies are allowing smaller companies or firms and individuals to produce higher content, new content, and better content, even at a lower cost. They can also allow us to feel closer to global issues, humanitarian crises, things like that. They enable for us a form, I guess, if you will, of telepresence, if that makes sense, meaning, that we can be there virtually, consciously, and that kind of really evokes levels of empathy as if we were right there in the moment with all the action, which is, that's a big deal. We can also use these things, obviously, in every sector on the planet, including education, because of the biosensors that we can use for this that are being harnessed in therapeutic domains, even allowing people to do things like maybe they drive a vehicle for the first time, regaining mobility just by using their brain. And some of this has to do with sensors that are on the body. We may have heard of Elon and his new chip, which is finally put into a body. It's not actually in the brain, but this chip, the neural link, is a chip that is placed in the space between the brain and the cranium, and it has 128 sensors that go into the brain, into the neurons. It pulls information from the neurons, and then that information is analyzed and understood by the specific chip. And because that chip is there and it operates on Wi-Fi now, all that processing and information can now, through your thoughts and the data it collects, it can go out to a Wi-Fi receptor. So people are doing some pretty incredible things. And in this sense, it is absolutely phenomenal. Now, number 9, 5G and edge computing. We've talked about these things before. We know that this has to do with leveraging high-speed networks and distributed computing in real time. That's what it does. It gives us the ability to process data in very real time. It's very fast. It's got, we've heard this before. I talked about latency, right? Well, 5G and edge computing gives us very, very reduced latency, greater connectivity, and it enables for us new digital experiences at better levels. It's got faster processing and analytics. It's reducing the time, in other words, that it takes us to process data by bringing the the calculation process, it brings it closer to where the data is actually generated. So instead of going, thousands of miles across the network, you're going a mile down the street or something. And at the same time, 5G networks are providing faster data transfer rates. So not only are we getting faster and shorter, and that really makes a big deal, because that enables real-time analytics and real-time decision making, and it makes it very, very fast. It also gives us, because of these two things, improved security and privacy. Right now, edge computing is reducing the risk of data breaches because it minimizes data transport to central hubs and stuff like that. And on the other side of that, 5G networks are providing secure private connections for that data transfer. So these two, this is why I kind of put them together. I didn't realize that these two are kind of the yin and yang when you come to data networks and data transfer. And they're giving us this massive increased operational efficiency, right? 5G and edge computing, these are both letting automation, predictive maintenance, and real-time monitoring happen in just about every sector of the world. We've talked, especially, manufacturing, healthcare, transportation, agriculture, you name it. It's really reshaping how we're doing what we're doing, the speed with which we're doing it, and how we're able to pull these networks together and work in different sectors. It gives us new business models, new revenue streams even, because 5G and edge computing technologies are enabling new business models like IoT-based services, or even edge computing as a service. Very big. We talked about some of the services we have. We know that we're a SaaS model, and we know that there's also what's called a platform as a service model. I had indicated that there's now blockchain as a service model. So all of these things are data-driven and require more speed and security. There's also environmental sustainability within edge computing by reducing energy consumption. It minimizes the data transport, and that's how you don't spend so much energy doing this stuff. 5G networks doing the same thing because they enable smart grids and smart cities. And all this stuff leads us to number 10, which is sustainable technologies. Again, every one of these we've heard Mr. Mufara talk about. Even sustainable technologies, you know that he's into it. You know that he's working on it. You know that he has some of these breakthroughs on the back burner with OnPassive, a sustainable technology that is in the energy sector. And this all includes developing eco-friendly solutions like carbon capture, renewable energy integration systems, green infrastructures, if you will, sustainable technologies like sustainable aviation fuel, even, right? Wearable sensors when you're for plants and stuff. Renewable energy sources that are helping to reduce carbon, help us to kind of combat climate change, if you believe in that sort of thing. But there's a lot of things it can help with. Obviously, again, improving healthcare. These sustainable technologies like generative AI in healthcare, even metaverse for mental health, they're all improving healthcare outcomes, and they're increasing healthcare service access. Some of us already are using some of these. I know that I am. I go online. I don't go visit. I haven't seen the doctor in 3 years. I answer all sorts of questions. I ask them all sorts of questions. I get all sorts of information, like whatever I need. So life is pretty good. Through these things, we've got better and improved access. It's given us increased efficiencies, right? Because sustainable technologies, things like flexible batteries, flexible neural electronics, healthcare, sustainable computing, all these things are increasing in efficiencies, reducing waste, making things easier for us. And these are what's transforming industries as well. Sustainable technologies are really changing the face of sectors in industry like energy and transportation, manufacturing, and they're creating for us new opportunities for sustainable growth and development with a focus on what's good for humans and what's good for the planet. So it all goes back to being a conscious business too. And we want to improve quality of life because these things are also helping us to access clean water, sanitation, personal hygiene, right? Reducing pollution and waste and just making life better. Now, number 11 is what we call digital twin technology. We've had some fun with this before on a on a different webinar where we had avatars and what people would want to look like and those sorts of things. But when you talk about digital twin, this is a technology that's used for creating virtual replicas of physical systems, processes, and actual infrastructure. And this optimizes performance, right? It can predict maintenance needs, make better decision making. It's got a lot of applications, obviously, in improving manufacturing. Digital twins are being used right now, Industry 4.0. We're in 5.0 now, which is, excuse me, it's becoming human-centric, right? But it's optimizing the manufacturing process. It's reducing costs, improving productivity. Those three mainstays that we also have talked about and said, hey, these are themes in just about everything. This is what we want to do. We want it to cost less. We want more, and we want it to be better for us. And there's obviously digital twins being used in smart cities that simulate how different urban planning projects will impact not only the environment, but the residents in the city. It's being used in healthcare to help track patients, to help track a variety of healthcare indicators, and even simulate impacts of new strategies in various social services or transportation systems. It's helping us with sustainability in that it's being helped to reduce carbon emissions and simulate the impact of strategies on the environment. It's also used in travel and hospitality, architecture, construction, engineering. I mean, real estate. There's really no place that we wouldn't be able to use this because these things are providing us a way for virtual tours for properties. They help us to improve design and construction processes, all sorts of things. I mean, it's reducing the need for us to physically go to a site, and in doing this, it saves us time, money, effort, cost of transportation, whatever, and it makes us feel better about what we're doing, so we're getting a better experience out of it. Number 12 is cybersecurity. Again, huge, something that ever since the onset of the digital age, cybersecurity has been front and center and a major concern, and it's rapidly incorporating advanced AI-powered security measures to protect all of us against evolving threats and to safeguard the data, right? Thereby, excuse me, helping to protect the critical infrastructure that we use. And when I talk about these sorts of things, I'm saying the networks. I'm saying the data systems and the data centers and all the things that work together, the hardware, that is the critical infrastructure and the software that runs on it. And cybersecurity helps to safeguard the essential systems that we've mentioned previously throughout this whole thing, like power grids and healthcare and financial services and all of that, by preventing disruptions and ensuring that continuity of services, right? It helps to protect our individual privacy. You could even push it, I guess, if you wanted to say it helps promote democracy and human rights. I don't know if I'd really go that far, but it certainly helps to fight cybersecurity and cybercrime, and it works for, or towards combating illegal activities online, like some of the more severe ones, especially, child exploitation, human trafficking, things like that. It also helps with finding and tracking and locating and understanding financial fraud. It makes the digital world safer, in a sense, in all aspects. We want to make sure that keeps going because it also supports economic growth, innovation, and global trade by enabling trust and confidence in these digital transactions. And again, that's kind of a peripheral, but what we're talking about is actually the hands-on work to keep our online environment safe while we're doing stuff. At some points, You can certainly even say that it goes as high as enhancing national security. Obviously, it protects government agencies, military operations, things like that. It stops or keeps critical assets safe from cyber threats, for maintaining stability, improving healthcare, supporting research, telemedicine. All these things is just absolutely something that empowers us and empowers our education by securing online platforms and protecting students' data and stuff like that. So all these things, by employing rather radical strategies and harnessing these technologies, OnPassive is going to drive innovation. It's going to be transforming industries. It's going to be contributing to a more sustainable, a more resilient planet. And that is how we're going to be reshaping the world. And it is already beginning to happen at many different levels. I do believe that OnPassive is in a very good position. And over the next several years, now, putting a kind of a universal spin on this, human consciousness and the global economics of the world, I mean, these things are expected to undergo some very significant transformations, and they're driven by current trends and these emerging technologies that we're talking about today, and even some others that we haven't, right? The rise of digital technologies, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things is going to continue to reshape human consciousness. It's going to continue to enable new forms of communication, collaboration, and knowledge sharing. The virtual and augmented realities that we're talking about are going to further blur the lines between physical and digital realities. That could be a great thing. It could be scary, but it's going to be revolutionizing entertainment, education, healthcare, industry, you name it. There's not a sector out there that's not going to be affected. And the increased adoption of blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies are going to decentralize economic power. Okay, it's going to enable secure, transparent, and inclusive financial systems. And as we move forward, as automation and AI start assuming a more routine or repetitive task role, humans are going to be able to focus on creative problem solving, empathy, complex decision making, right? And all these are leading to a shift in workforce dynamics and the emergence of new industries. We have what's called the gig economy, which is a labor market characterized by the prevalence of short-term contracts or freelance work as opposed to permanent jobs. Remember, like the 9 to 5 that we're used to, where you go and report, that's being phased out. And this new freelance work model is going to become the norm. You're already seeing it with remote workers, especially in the wake of COVID, right? That and remote work is going to allow for a lot greater flexibility and work-life balance. Everybody wants that. We also have what's called the circular economy. Now, this is just an economic system that's based on sustainable, environmentally friendly reuse and regeneration of materials or products, right? And it's associated sustainable practices. And all of this is going to likewise gain traction because it's simply being driven by consumer demand and technological innovations. Now, on top of this, the rise of digital currency and decentralized finance, this is going to challenge our traditional banking systems and the monetary policies that we have, right? Central banking and how they run. This is going to lead to more inclusive, more equitable global financial landscapes coming into play, right, on the horizon. And as technology continues to advance and become more accessible, the divide that we're experiencing now between the digital haves and the digital have-nots, in a sense, is gonna narrow. And we've talked about this. Mr. Mufara talked about this, and he said one of the first things we want to do after we get the payment processing system and get everything rolling, we got to make sure everybody's got internet. And that is huge. Giving access to everybody and narrowing the digital divide is a big thing. In doing that, it's going to give us greater economic mobility, and it's going to foster our social progress on a global level, and all of these things, right, and more. Everything we've talked about today point to global economics continuing to experience a very significant shift, and is moving towards a more interconnected and multipolar world, right, with emerging markets and with other regions and different regions, more regions coming into play and being a more prominent player in the overall role of economics. So overall, the next several years are going to be marked by rapid tech advancements, a shifting in global economic power dynamics, and a very profound impact on human consciousness and society as a world. So I'm telling you, hang on to your hats. OnPassive is embracing these changes, it's harnessing their potential, and it is well positioned to lead the world to a more equitable, sustainable, and connected place. And it's getting ready to put us in the best shape of our lives. So love it, just love it. And with that, I'll close out my presentation and say thank you. It was an honor to be here, and I appreciate each of you for being here. Thank you.
Ooh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Brother Jeffrey, thank you so much. It's overwhelming. So much information that is coming into my head. I couldn't write fast enough.
You don't need to worry, my dear Mabel and Jeannie. You guys don't need to worry. And Corinne, I'm putting this all into a single typewritten document. I'm putting it along with a video and a PowerPoint, and it will be made available to anybody that wants it. You just email me. I will send it to you. Not a problem. You don't have to take notes. I'll give you the entire thing. It is phenomenal where we're going. It's phenomenal where OnPassive is. It's phenomenal that we're part of it, and we're part of something so much bigger. It's phenomenal.
Wow. It's mind blowing, you know. When I hear you, when I listen to you, my head is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing so much information with us. And I like what you said, you know, it's so much the predictability of the future, you know, and really it's that is something that is so huge, you know, that we can never imagine that all this is coming. And OnPassive is going to be the vehicle that will help all of us. And really, we want to thank Mr. Ash Mufareh for being so gracious to really share this with all the OnPassivians. Thank you so much, Mr. Ash Mufareh.
Jeannie, if I can, I want to kind of also point out, and Corinne, I'm going to bring you in on this because there's something really, really special going on in the world. And I tell you what, when you fully understand what's going on, you're going to realize you are empowered, how powerful you are. And when you start using your heart to make the decisions that you make, whether it's with OnPassive or whether it's out in life, there's going to be a shift for you. So everybody on this panel, everybody in OnPassive, actually everybody in the world, when we start looking at where we are and where we're going and decide for ourselves where we want to go personally and what our passion is, that's when the magic really starts happening. But you need to understand, you need to believe that you have that power and you have that choice and you can decide where it is you're going and you can decide to what to believe. Now, in that, if you make a decision with your head, think about it. You got two spheres, right? Left and right. Everything you do inside your brain is polar. It's on, off, good, bad, dark, light, right, wrong. It's polar. When you think about you with your heart, there is no polarity. There's only one heart, and it's central, and it is giving more energy, and there's love coming out of you, and that's all there is. So when you make decisions with your heart, and just by that I simply mean when you make the decision, think about your heart and ask your heart when you're making the decision, and you'll use that energy. You'll use that loving energy, which is not polar. It's not ego. Corinne, if you can just say something, and then I'm going to shut up because, man.
Jeffrey, wonderful. I mean, you said a few times "man alive," and I said, "Are we really alive?" Man is alive because man is, to me, a man or woman is only alive if they are conscious and aware and feeling that they are soul and they have a body. And the heart, the soul for me is not residing in the heart. The soul, my whole body is residing in the soul. So I talk to my soul. What I let my guidance through my soul, and my heart is in coherence with the soul and with the super mind. So this creativity, you said, I would like to, we have to talk. Anyways, not here now, because you know how we exchange. And you said remote work, and I'm saying versus remote viewing. Then, this digital experience, what if there's no electricity? What if? And I know that Ash Mufara, that's in the knowing, because I trust that he has in his mind and his heart a solution without being dependent on the electricity we know today. Okay, just say free energy. So, these relative approaches are very interesting to me, to all what you said today, because what about the experience we do within us, within our computer, the felt experiences, and not depending on having. I'm just talking about. I accompanied my mother to a professor of neurological and a Swiss clinic here, and my mom, she gives her responsibility away and always ask him, what is the best for me? What is, and I say, Mom, you know what is the best for you. Talk to you within. This professor, doctor, he has his expertise. He knows what is going on in your mind, every synapse, everything. However, we human have forgotten. That's why my role is to be the remembrance. We have forgotten that we are superhero, we are supercomputer, we are, and this I believe with Ash Mufara and OPassion, and also you, I know, Jeffrey, that we know each other quite well and going on, working together, that we are always in charge, in responsibility for our decisions, and feeding the AI, feeding the remote, feeding that and that. And Ash said last, the biggest challenge these days, or the race, is the AI. So there are some people, or organizations, or institutions in between of certain reality. They are looking forward to this devices and wonderful, gifted technologies to harm not only humanity but the planet. So this is for me most important, and you said it at the end. It all has to be coherent with the intention of the heart, of the pure heart, and wondering that life and divine source is offering us everything. Of course, we are here in this age, and we have to learn to explore more, to get aligned with ourselves first, and then we are much more aware to play with these things, to play, to play for the greatest and best good of all humanity, planet, animals, nature, and beyond, because we are all connected with the whole cosmos. Thank you, Jeffrey. We have to talk. You know that. So we will phone, and I just wanted to say thank you for this input, which made me smile, and all the time, instantly, I had always an alternative. You can imagine that, right? You know me. An alternative, and this is so interesting to me, how I reacted smiling, not provoking and saying, "Oh no," but saying, "Oh, this is interesting to me, and so interesting." And you had a flow of talk. I mean, you have been talking. I mean, you have a deep dive into your book. I see that you have made this research and you're really deep dive into this. I've sent you on Telegram just a little video which I sent Ash, I think 2 years ago. Please have a closer look to it. It is a robot talking and just say the quintessence, doing everything, and then the interview to the robot says, "Well, but what makes you different than for the humans?" And she says, "Oh, there's a big difference. I don't have a soul."
Mm.
So, and for me, OPassion is a soul business because I know that this is priority. So yes, and Elon Musk and so on. I don't know. My son, he's 20 now, 20 years young, and I asked him once, "Ricardo, would you put in your head or transplanted in the skin or wherever a chip, so you don't have to get to the books and so on? You can take all the knowledge." Oh, I said, "Well, this is interesting." I said, "Well, okay, this is interesting. But what if they implanted some other information in there? No, don't you prefer, just it's what if it's always the intention, what is it behind, and with all this electromagnetic field." And that, excuse me, I have to say that now. That the heart and our soul is not yet explored 100% by us. How much of the potential we utilize and are aware of what we are ready to do. I know. I told you this, and maybe you're going to say, "Oh, not you, Jeffrey, but others. Corinne is crazy." I know I'm going to tell myself. Being incarnated, I know in this incarnation, I know I'm going to be able to do that. I am very telepathic already. And if you're telepathic communication, there are no lies. If you are telepathic, no lies. This is authentic. And I'm learning now light language, because the light language is no interpretation. It's just pure energy truth. And is any computer, any AI, or any machine learning going to be able to do that? I don't believe. But it's very useful to combine on an ethic and moral and clean way with a good intention those things to be evolving, because we are in the area of digital area now. Yes, that's true. However, there is much, much more beyond, and talk to our galactic family if you wish. Wow, they evolve with us. No, I'm close now. I close my mouth. Thank you, Jeffrey. I love you and everybody.
Thank you, Sister Corinne, for sharing your heart too. And we love it. Yeah, it's good. So good to hear from you and from Brother Jeffrey. Really, tonight is the night that I think I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to think deeper and further, and I'm going to dig deeper. Yeah, thank you, Brother Jeffrey. All right, and we have Brother John. Brother John, would you like to say? Yeah, your hands up.
Yes, thank you, Jeannie. Honestly, wonderful, Jeffrey. Thank you for that presentation. I would not try to even do what Corinne just did, speaking of what you were exactly speaking about, because it was almost overwhelming, as Jeannie said, except that I was also taking furious notes here. Well, you can't see it in my things I'm showing. I got my pad here. I started taking the notes, and I knew you said about you're making this available material, and I tried to stop taking the notes. So at some point, I just wrote down the categories of each thing you were speaking about, just so I could look and see what they were specifically and think about it. But oh my goodness, I'm grateful and happy that you're making this available, because these notes are useless. I'm like, oh boy, I want to know more about this. But thank you, and I'm glad that you're making it available to us. But I definitely want to look at more, so I can sit and think as I'm reading it exactly about what you were speaking of. Very interesting, exciting, and almost overwhelming. Yes, but I'm fine. I can't wait to look at it more. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brother John. Thank you. Okay, we did I see any hand? Um, where is our brother? Brother Raj. Did he drop off?
Yes, yes. Hello, sister.
Are
Yeah.
you there? Ah, brother.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I am here. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's hey. Why, first of all, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the galaxy of intellectual. What a great session, completely rocking. I am very overwhelmed of what happened. It was just explosive, most powerful, full of knowledge. This is a truly on passive going to be superpower of technology. He explained each and every concept in a so detailed manner. A hats off, incredible mastermind, Mr. Jab Morlock, sir. He nailed it completely. He talked about AI with the genius heart, how it is going to empower our business to cover and uplift the global humanity. That's a tremendous. Next one, you talk about all the 12 disruptive technology, AI, machine learning, blockchain, 3D printing, nanotechnology, even cyber security, augmented reality, virtual reality, data analytics. These are going to be game changer. These are a DNA upon passive, my dear fans. That is why on passive we're going to rule over the internet. And his son is the key driver for the whole business. And his son is the key driver on the whole world. What we can do as a together, we are going to reshape the planet with a massive power of technology, the massive, the heart, AI with the generous heart, which is the pacemaker upon passive. And today it was really phenomenal, outstanding, mind-blowing, stunning, and striking session, top notch. I love the way our chief speaker, Mr. Jeff Morlock, sir, he always expressed in a so fabulous way. And he's a hero, superhero. Why not? Because and passive is so fortunate that has created such a wondrous intellectual mindset on a different topic. Yes, and passive is not going to bring financial hurricane, financial freedom in your life, but it is creating the galaxy of intellectual. That is why we are going to be universe of internet. We are the most conscious business model. We will be trendsetter, one of the biggest master stroke of the global planet. And on passive, it's going to reshape each and every sector through the great technology and a massive love, massive compassion, generosity, even the generative AI. We talk about cobot, autonomous and autopilot business model. Even we have Catmo. It is going to start, my dear friends. You'll be getting your website and such is the optimization, PPC model, each and everything. We have disruptive marketing technology. Could you imagine where you are standing? If you understand all the perspective of the technology, we can understand that on passive, I nailed it. Why not? What we have on passive ecosystem, multiple data center and global payment solution, utilized by what? Endowed with the blockchain technology. Even we are getting or domain already we got by ICANN. If you want to know the power upon passive, we are rested by T Hub, one incredible innovation center, CompTIA and Cisco. Could you imagine? This is an unparalleled beauty upon passive. That is why we are robust, most smarter and genuine business, smarter business and authentic, just like 24 karat gold. And we are sitting on a gold mines, my dear friend. It is going to fire, it is going to burst, and one day your success is going to be ultimate. Whole world is going to see your top class, stardom. Are you ready to get stardom? Are you ready to bring smiles in the faces of millions of the people? Are you ready to become the champions of Oplas? Yes, we all are ready. My dear friends, let's strive your great mindset, a great courageous, as a fighting spirit, as a soldier spirit, and we are indomitable. We are invincible for air, and we can do wonders, and we are doing wonders because this is first time happening in the earth, in the human generation, my dear friends, because we all are human Homo sapiens, we have IQ, we have EQ, and we have a spiritual cause and power. That is why on passive is doing the wonders. I had some incredible CEO, Mr. S. Mufarov, who brought all the entire era of this planet at a single point on passive ecosystem, which is going to be just paradise, the delighted garden, my dear friends. And we all are ready to seek the internet. Thank you so much. Wow, it was really outstanding, phenomenal session. I had some Jeannie Tan, great sister, and Mabel Chan, all the great teams here, and our Mr. Mendes, John Brela, sir, what great presentation here. Mr. was sharing, Karina ma'am, sister, was great. We all are really doing tremendous work to empower on passive, just stay energy, keep vibrant, keep dynamic, and stay tuned. And you are going to rock over the wall. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hello, sister, over to you. Jeannie Tan. Wow, great.
You're muted, Jeannie. You're muted, Jeannie.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Brother Raj. Thank you for sharing your heart with us as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sister.
Yeah, thank you. And do I see any hand? Miss Amal Fatia, are you there, Miss Amal? Miss Amal not there? Okay, I saw Miss.
The hand for Abba and Mabel. I see the hand raised from Victor.
Yeah,
Right, Victor.
Not
Victor
Amal.
Abraham. Yeah. Victor, over to you, Victor.
Good afternoon, good day, good everything to each and every one of you who's on this platform, and thank you for the opportunity to address you once more. First of all, my brother Jeffrey, are you from this planet? That's the first question I need answered. Are you from this planet? If the answer is yes, we are blessed to know you. We are blessed to know you. The wealth of information and knowledge that you have about a variety of things. I thought that you were called a legal alien, because I know about the illegal alien. But you are a legal alien. I thank you for being here with us, sharing your knowledge. Sharing your knowledge. I'm of a belief that we are all meant to live well, spiritually healthy, emotionally healthy, physically healthy. And in the past 18 months, technology has accelerated in terms of our availability, in terms of our being exposed to it. Things have been going on for decades, but we're now exposed to all of these things. In the past 18 months, AI has become a buzzword. Everybody, you can say, do you want to make $1 million tomorrow? You can do it using AI. It's just accelerating. And what Mr. Mufareh started 5 years ago is got traction now. So there are all kinds of companies, all kinds of organizations and individuals who are involved. My concern about these technological trends is the governance. Will people use the technology properly, or will they use it to exploit one another? Now, if we learn it properly, then it should be shared technology. Shared. When I say shared technology, I'm saying the technological advances in, as an example, in China, and there are technological advances in Russia, and the technological advances in England or in America. We should share that. So we remove the word competition. Let's share the technology so that we can improve the lot of mankind. God said that you should go and make dominion over the earth. He didn't say take dominion over one another. So in order for us to take dominion over the earth, we've got to share our knowledge and use that knowledge to take that dominion. And I believe implicitly, that AI, with all of the areas that you have mentioned, the AI is actually, God has revealed it to us. They say, this is what I meant. You can now use this technology to improve your lot. So you don't have the fighting, you don't have to have the wars, you don't have to have all of the unnecessary things that we are experiencing. They're all unnecessary because people are afraid that they're going to lose their jobs. That's what they're afraid of. Well, tell me, is there any one of us who would like to work if everything that we need is provided for? We want to live at a certain standard of living. Okay, if that standard of living is provided and everything can be shared equally, will you care whether you work or not? No. If you won't care whether you work or not, what you'll care about is the fact that you've got what you want, not even what you need. You can get what you want. And it's important for us to see that there is more than enough natural resources, more than enough eh, physical resources, there's more than enough human resource for us to have all that we need to survive and live. It's so important. So, Jeffrey, I don't want to go on, but I want to say thank you. And please let me be on the verse 10 because there are others who can come before me. Let me be up on the verse 10 to get a hold of what you did today. I need to go over and over and over and share it with as many people as I can because I truly believe you are a legal alien. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Brother Victor. Thank you for sharing. All right, we see Miss Amal. Miss Amal.
Yes,
Miss
hi, Jean.
Amal.
Yes,
Hi.
Jean. Yes, thank you very much for this opportunity. At the beginning, I would like to thank our lovely brother about this presentation. It was outstanding. He let us to feel that we are connected, but around us. I think Corinne will understand me. That I feel I understand everything. I can't follow you, but I cannot repeat what you said because I understand. I feel I am swimming. I cannot come to the surf to see everything, but I feel every word. And you let me that we are connected, funny, and in touch with everything around us. We are from the whole, and the whole is from us. I believe, and anyone with a good impact, a good heart, and on high level of awareness, I believe totally that his awareness and feeling and his emotion will be transport directly to whatever he said, to whatever he is making. So our company is AI with heart. So the feeling, the emotion of a human being, a good feeling, and believe that will be go directly to this product that we are building it now. So that's why we are said it is high value or over marketing value. When you see something or do something from heart and by your soul, make sure that you're feeling so it's good, bad, or good will transfer. The other people will feel it. The other people will accept it. The other people will receive it. Do you imagine how our product will be when people will use it? They will find it friendly, lovely. They will feel the heart, the emotion, the awareness, because everything around us have awareness. and we could be in touch with this awareness. You agree with me, Corinne? We could be in touch in this awareness. We could understand the awareness of, if you are in high level and you have wide heart and good soul, you could understand the language about everything around you. you be you could speak to talk to them, you could be in touch with them, even metal you could understand everything around you, have awareness. So we could be in this touch of their awareness, we could transfer the information between us. So when we said AI with heart, and it is high, you can go and imagine what ever will be in going on, and what will see from our company and our products. Thank you, Jibri, very much. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Miss Amal. Thank you. I can feel your heart too.
Yes, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
I cannot express because I feel it, and I cannot express my feeling. But I thank my God that Korean understand me. We are in touch in everything, even wood, even metal, whatever around you, you have a special language to be in touch with them. You could transfer your awareness to them and their awareness to us. So what we are doing on Basin, we do AI with heart. It's not impossible. I believe it. So I
Yes.
believe in Mr. Ash. I believe in ourselves. I believe in my company. Thank you,
Yes.
Jim.
Thank you, Miss Amal. Thank you for
Thank
sharing your heart. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Do we have anyone else who wants to share? If not,
If I can,
yeah, Miss Corinne. Yeah, Corinne, I see your hand.
Jamie.
Miss Corinne.
Excuse me, Jeffrey, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to let people know I put my email in the chat. And if you want
Okay.
a copy of this, just send me an email and say, hey, send me a copy of that.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Jeffrey.
Yes, I'd like to just support and give thanks to Amal. Thank you. For me, you're a beautiful soul. Everybody is, and everybody has a different flavor, a different expertise, and all together we are connected. And that's the key. And to be aware. Everything has awareness, everything has a consciousness, everything is and is created. And everything, we always say, we are all our difference, our difference is our beauty, and our unity is our love and our power. So yes, the key is to get merging all together. Everything, the knowledge of Jeffrey and beyond, because he has more. I tell you, he's more. That's just maybe a 10% of his knowledge, which he shared today. And yes, he is also from a different planet.
Yeah,
you know, he's a great human being, a great soul, a great mind. He's superhero to me. And thank you again, Jeffrey. I love you, and everybody, and I acknowledge you, and I acknowledge Amal, dear. Thank you for sharing this. I can feel what you
yes.
said,
Thank
and
you,
I can
Corinne.
feel absolutely. And we may explore what else can we improve to enhance this AI with heart. And I know,
Yeah,
as
I
a leader,
understand you.
then that's the
Yes.
only way. That's the only way to thrive. And
Yes,
our
your
heart.
feeling now that you are cannot express it, I feel it, and I feel it in the words of my Jeffrey. So I have a lot of things to say, but I can't. No, I cannot find the language and
That's
my
right.
words. Yes, to say, because really, I feel that. Really, I am studying now on this field and awareness. I am on the level 9 now. By what I don't know in Arabic what we said in Faradurmani now, what behind the nature. Do you understand me? What the behind the nature? This is the way how to heal yourself, to heal people, to be in contact with everything. Yeah, I have many. I don't say to myself I have many power, but thank my God that is opened this door for me. So I am in touch this. So the words of Jeffrey, I touch it. Yeah, and really, it's not impossible. Everything we can do at our company. If Mr. Ash had the big heart, and we are around him, we have the same. Everything will be.
Absolutely. And
Everything will be.
he's mirroring our
It's
potential.
not impossible to transfer
Oh,
your language, your knowledge, your awareness to everything, even plant, metal, water, rock, whatever. How to human being? How? It's so easy. It's so easy between us. We are from everything, and everything is from us. We are connected, even in a small atom in this world. And as said Jeffrey, look around us, how our world is so messy, yes? So dirty, and excuse me for this way, and word is so dirty. How we will correct this word and make it a better place by this, by when we put our feeling, love, peace in everything. We can plant this in everything. We can put the seed, and day by day we'll see everything. So when we use this metal, this product for uplifting humanity, for in
Yes.
a good way, for peace, for education, for not for distort, not for war, not to kill a human. Do you understand me? This is
Yeah.
what will be a wonderful world that we are all looking for it. And
Yes.
hopefully one day we'll see together.
Yes.
Yes,
Soon.
yes, yes.
Yes. Soon.
It is
May I
inside
now?
ourselves. Every
Yeah.
one of us, he feels inside himself. So it is near to us. We are living in ourselves. We feel it in ourselves. We are living it. We are living it, but we wanted to go outside to open the door for everyone.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you,
Now,
Miss Amma. Yeah, Miss Corinne.
may
Yeah.
I say just one sentence?
Sure. Sure.
If we, as soon as we recognize ourselves as superhuman, and we remember that we are meant to create miracles after miracles here,
Yeah.
and then we can choose to rise into our highest expression. And then the awareness is going to be different to drive and manipulate, so to say, just because with the hands, or to get in touch with everything what is outside of us in this virtual experience. Yes,
Yeah.
just choose to rise into your highest expression, and then you will have a different awareness towards everything.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Thank
Thank
you.
Jeffrey,
you.
it's a
Thank you.
robot. What I send you, it's a robot. It just, it is. Well, it is a robot. I have no, not a soul.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Corinne.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Legal.
Yeah.
Karina, are you legal?
Sorry.
Excuse me?
Karina, are you legal? Because I know you're an alien also. So are you
Oh,
legal?
yes, I'm for sure. I'm an interstellar here, embodied in a human incarnation. I'm multidimensional, dear Victor. You are too. If you recognize, I don't know. We are all different, but I am for sure. I'm for sure, and I'm not living my full potential yet. I'm not. Maybe I'm living 17 or 20% of my potential and my geniality. So way to go.
Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So it's 10:55 in Singapore now, PM. So if for tonight, maybe Brother John, you're there? You want to say something? Or I would like to call upon Brother Jeffrey to do a closing for us. Brother
Yeah.
Jeffrey?
I would just say let's let Jeffrey tie it up for us. I would, since we have him here today, I don't need to say much. I would rather listen to Jeffrey tie it up for us. Thanks.
Okay. Over to you, Brother Jeffrey. Brother Jeffrey, you're muted.
There we
Okay,
go.
thank you.
I got it. Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate just being here today and seeing all of you guys. It's been wonderful. I've really enjoyed it. And again, I put my email in the chat there. If anybody wants this, just email me. Tell me what you want. It'll be in a document. There's also a PowerPoint that I did that is not nearly as comprehensive, but it goes through the bullets. As I said earlier, OnPassive is embracing these changes. They're a part of these changes. We are, as a company and as a community, as a family, we are harnessing the potential of all of this. And there's a lot of potential. And it can go either way, as Corinne had indicated. You know, sometimes people trying to do these things aren't doing them for the best of reasons, but Mr. Mufar has already indicated we are developing AI for the right reasons in the right way. And so that's something that we can always count on, is he's got the greater good at heart. So that's wonderful. I know that as we move forward, we're going to be living in a more equitable, more sustainable world, a more connected world. And a lot of that has to do with us being a community with OnPassive, and we're leading the way in that respect. So, you know, if you think about, and again, Corinne, this goes back to something you had mentioned, you know, every bit of the technology that I was just talking about has to do with global economics and everything in the world, and it's all run by electricity. What would happen if we had 3 or 4 days where you had no electricity? I would dare to say that you would experience a little bit of a reset of your own, in that without electricity and without the influence of our digital devices, I do believe that you would probably find yourself looking toward God a little more. And I would I'd certainly express an encouragement and a recommendation for you to do that anyway. OnPassive is a great company. It's a wonderful, wonderful company with wonderful ideations, ideologies. It was based on good things, and it's all for the right reasons, and we're all a part of it. But there's bigger things going on, but we are at the right place at the right time. So thank you so very, very much. I appreciate that, Mabel and Jeannie and everybody here. And I just wish blessing and blessing upon all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Jeffrey. Thank you. And so a very good day and very good night to all of us from wherever you're from. If you are in the day, good morning and have a good day. And if you're in the afternoon, good afternoon and have a good day. And for all of us in Singapore and Malaysia, good night. Thank you, everyone. Look forward to see you again on next Thursday. Or coming
everybody.
Thanks.
Yeah. Bye. Good night. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
everybody.
Good night, everyone. Good
Good
night.
night.
I'm
Jeffrey, thank you,
going to
Jeffrey.
stop
Thank you,
the
Jeffrey.
recording soon.
Thank you.
We are so in a bit.
Good night.
We are so
Thank
in a
you,
bit.
Jeffrey. Thank you.